this is Blanca Beckler. We're going to talk about the Cupid Shuffle today. Yes, we are. How does a Cupid Shuffle fit into math? Well, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left. That's what transformations are. So I'm going to talk about A, H, and K and how they transform functions. So here is a skeleton formula, and I've underlined A, H, and K as part of the function. I'm looking at the absolute value function, but this works for any function, a quadratic, a cubic, or even, as we learned this year in Math 2, step functions. A, H, and K have the same behavior in all the functions. Okay, what A does, the coefficient, is it tells us whether the graph faces up or the graph faces down. In this case, this is an absolute value, so would this V face up or would this V face down? If it was cubic, would it curve up or would it curve down? So all the functions use the same concept on A. Now, for the H function, part of the function, H I always think of as the horizontal shift or the right-left shift, just like the Cupid Shuffle. Now, H is part of the equation. It's always in the bracket, so it's in the squared, it's in the cubed, or it's in the absolute value. It is the horizontal shift, and you can remember that because it starts with an H. Okay, horizontal shift. And it's always the opposite sign from what's in the bracket. Now, K I think of as a kangaroo, hopping up and down. So guess what? K changes the vertical shift, up or down. Okay? So that's what A, H, and K are. Now let's look at a quick example, define what they are, and do a quick graph. Okay. So let's say we have a -1, absolute value x, -3 plus 4 equals our function. Okay, the first thing we need to do is decide what are A, H, and K. A is -1. H is the opposite sign, so it's +3. And K is the same sign, so it's +4. Now, this is a parent function that's an absolute value graph. This graph is negative, so it's going to face down. So the V is facing down. It's got a horizontal shift to the right 3 because that's a +3. It has a vertical shift up 4. So now let's look at the graph. The original parent graph started at the origin. It's going to slide, this vertex will slide over 3. It will slide up 4. So our new vertex is at the point 3, 4, and we can write that as an ordered pair as H, K. Now we need to talk about the facing. This one is negative, so it faces down. So from here, from the new vertex, I count down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. I recognize the parent graph, so I draw my absolute value. And voila, there is a very short lesson on A, H, and K and transformations and how those work. Now, your code word of the day is Cupid Shuffle.